All right, welcome back everyone. Now we're gonna get started on a game. We're gonna do a random number game. So we'll go to events. We'll click on the when green flag is clicked. We'll come over here to my variables and we'll actually create a new one. So we'll click on make a variable right here. We will call it random number because that's where we want our number to be saved. Once we do that, we'll make sure to grab, we're already in the variable section. So we'll grab set my variable to, click and drag it right here. Now we'll click the little down arrow and we will set this to our new variable that we created, which is cool. So now when we click it, it's going to set random number to, well, at the moment, 0. So we'll actually change that to, we'll go over to operators, which is the green one. And you can see right here, it says pick random. That's what we want. So we'll pick a random. We will drag it over to pick random and it'll pick a number between 1 and 10. Now we can change that to like 100 to 1,000 or whatever you want. But for now, we'll keep it as 1 to 10, keep things easy. After that, we're going to want to ask a question. So we're going to go to sensing, which is the light blue one. Once we do that, we'll say, enter a number. We'll say between 1 to 10. There we go. Now, when we do that, remember this answer is saved into this little answer variable. So we ask a question, it'll wait till we have a response. Once we get the response, it will be saved in here. Now we can go to control. We will go to if then else right here. Drag that below the ask question. Now we'll go to operators and we want to make sure that the answer that we are given from the user matches the random number, because if it does, then congratulations, you've won the game. Pretty cool, right? So we'll go right here and we'll say, okay, well, we want this one. We want to check this one. So we'll see if it equals 2, right? So we'll say, okay, well, we have an answer and we'll say if the answer equals, that we're going to get that answer from the user right here, and it'll be saved right there, equals, and we'll go down to our variable, this random number, well, then we can say something like, oh, congratulations, that's what we're looking for. So we'll go up here, and we'll say, okay, congratulations, that's it, right? We'll say correct. Like you got it right. That is the right number. It was a good guess. You got it right. But if you miss it, wouldn't be much of a game if you always just won every time, right? It would be a game we would all want to play, but not the actual game that we're playing right here. So if you guessed it correctly, then congratulations. Otherwise, we're going to say something else. So we're going to come down here, grab say, and we're actually going to go to operators once again. So we'll go down on the left side, go down to the green one. And now we're going to pick join. We used that a long time ago, so I'm glad we got to come back and use it again. And we're going to say we want to join these two things together. We're going to say incorrect. The number was, and we'll put a little colon there. And now we can actually grab the variable and drag it right here. So when we click this whole game will run and we'll get to see what happens. We'll click the let's go. Obviously right now that's showing. We don't need that to be showing right now. We're between 1 and 10, so we'll say 6. Oh, well, it looks like the random number was 9. Okay, we can actually get rid of that if we don't want to stare at that anymore. We'll click that off right there. So if we run the game again, we'll run it now. We can say, okay, enter a number between 1 and 10. And we'll say 4. Number was 3. Okay, well, then we run it again. And this time we'll say 7. Hey, we got it right. Okay, so we won the game. Now we'll go into Python. And we will start off with the import random. Once we do that, we'll create a variable called random number. And we'll have that equals random.randrange. Oh, make sure you spell random correctly. That's important. Random.randrange. And now we got to give it a range. And we'll say 1 to 11. Now it's not going to include 11. It's going to be 1 to 10. So if you wanted 1 to 10, you put 1 to 10, you'd actually get 1 to 9. So we want the games to be played from the numbers 1 to 10. So we'll go to 1 to 11. That way we don't include 11, but we will get 10, right? So you always go one above. If you want to include 10, then you make it 11, and there you go. So now we have a random number variable that is being saved with this information of a random number between 1 and 10. All right, pretty cool. So that we've copied up here so far. We pick a random number. That is the same thing. Set random number to pick a random one. Same thing. Set random number to pick a random number. Now we can move on and say guess equals int, because we want it to be an integer, input, enter a number between 1 to 10. There we go. I guess that would be a little confusing. We could just do 1 and 10 or something. If it was a little confusing with the line, maybe they thought it was a negative. Either way, we'll add a new line at the end here so it looks really nice when we actually run it. So now we have the random number variable, then we have the guess variable. Same thing over here. We have the random number right here being saved right there. And then we have the guess, their guess is being saved into this answer pill. So we put the answer pill back in there. Everything will work just fine. Come back over here. Same thing, random number and guess. Now that we have that, we can actually say if guess is equal to, now over here you'll notice we use one equal sign. But that's just in Scratch and COBOL. But when you're using Python, it's going to be 2 when you want to check the equivalency of. So if we want guess to equal the random number, we want this. Otherwise, we're just trying to reassign it to something else, right? We're not trying to assign anything, we're trying to check. So we'll say if guess equals random number, then we can print out correct. Solid guess. Nice, good job. However, it's unlikely that we're always going to get it right, no matter how lucky we are. So we'll say else, and this time we'll print out, and we'll use a F for a nice fancy formatted string, and we'll say incorrect. Incorrect, the number was, and we'll add in the random number. There we go. Now we have the random number. Now if we run this, Python 3, and we do main.py, or you can click the run button up in the top right, up to you, either will work. We open this completely up so that way we can actually see. We run the, and we'll say, okay, we want 6. Well, it was 5. We run it again. Okay, well, 8. Well, and just like last time, maybe we'll get lucky on the third guess. So you can see now we have created a random number game in both Scratch and Python. It actually seems a little easier to just make it in Python once you understand you can just import random. But over here, we did the same thing. We just created a random number, saved a random number between 1 and 10 inside of it. We asked the user, we waited for a response, we got it, got saved an answer. Once that was done, we checked to see if answer, so if their answer is equal to the random number, and if it is, you got it right. However, if you were wrong, then we'll say, hey, it was incorrect, and we'll join together that the incorrect number was, and we add the incorrect number. Same thing over here. We create a random number, and that information this random number is saved into our variable random number. And of course, the user's guess is saved into a very well-named variable called guess. Makes sense. Now we can check if guess is equivalent to random number. And if it is, congratulations, you got it right. Otherwise, man, it was wrong. And it gives you the actual number. Pretty cool, right? So that is how you can use a random number game inside of Scratch and how you can convert it to Python. The more you work with this, the more you understand how to go from building the blocks of Scratch into actually creating the programs in Python. You'll get better and better, and you'll get used to the different libraries you can use. So we give you so much thanks. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe. You all rock, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Just for some quick bonus content, if you wanted a little bit more or you wanted this game to be a little more interactive, we can actually make it so. So right now the game will just play once, and if you get it wrong, it'll end, and that'll be the end of the game. However, we could make it so that instead of the game ending after one guess, we can keep going. And we can do that by looking at what we kind of used before, which is our looping. And we'll say, okay, well, we'll repeat until, and we'll make sure that we don't, right there. The biggest thing is making sure that we don't actually keep resetting the random number. We want the random number to stay the same. So we'll see we have when clicked, set the number, and then repeat until. And we're actually going to take this same bubble right here. We'll just control and paste it. So control C, control V. Once we do that, we can actually drag this up into the right there. Now, when we run this game, we'll notice, well, okay, once we get the answer to match, the game's over. But otherwise, we can just keep going. Now, I had the variable up there so I can, we might make this a little faster just in case. Oh, it was 6. Okay, after 2 seconds, it ends. We say 5. It was 6 again. Okay, well, I do 7. It was 7. And we'll keep doing this until eventually I say, oh, it's 6. And that is the correct number. And there we go. So pretty cool, right? So we can actually keep the game going on until we guess the correct number. And once we do, we can stop repeating. The biggest thing is not putting this set into the loop. Otherwise, unless you want to, every single time you run it, the game will it'll basically reset the number. You'll never ever know. It'll just be completely random. You can't have work your way down. You're just gonna have to keep bouncing around. Now, if we want to do that in Python, we can do that here. We'll create a new variable, go game1 equals false, capitalization. Inside of Python, we're working with Booleans. So we'll say game1 equals false. Now, we'll do the same thing. We want to make sure that we don't actually include this random number call here on this variable inside of the loop. We'll say while not. Oh, gotta hit enter first. While not game1. Essentially, while it's false, and it is false, so it will keep looping, we'll keep on asking for the guess, and we'll keep guessing. Now, once we actually get the right answer, we want to change that, so we're gonna say game1 equals true. We're gonna switch it out. Now, if we run this, and actually what we'll do just to make life a little faster here, we're gonna print the random number. I know that's cheating, we're cheating, guys, but I want to make sure that we can actually showcase this. Python 3, we'll go to main.py. And so I hit 5. Oh man, it's 7. But I hit 8. Oh no. But I hit 7. Correct, solid guess. And it stops the loop because we switch game1 over to true. And once we do that, it's no longer not game1. Game1 is true. We won the game. And that is how we can continue with the game after one guess instead of it just being one and you're done. Now you can keep playing around with it, change the numbers around as much as you like. You can switch it up here and make sure you tell the user that as well. And continue the game and continue playing. So I hope you guys enjoyed the little bonus section. Have a good one.